So during the campaign, Trump broke with Republican orthodoxy and said that he wouldn't cut Social Security and Medicare. Well, now he's appointing people to positions since he won, and it looks like he's going back on that. So The Intercept reports here, 2 of the people said to be helming the president-elect's Social Security Administration transition team have a record of hostility to the program. They are George W. Bush's former principal deputy commissioner and a former Reagan Social Security Administration commissioner. Mike Corby is a longtime right-wing activist who has argued incorrectly that Social Security is broken and bankrupt. He worked for an organization called United Seniors Association, a sort of conservative counterpart to the AARP, that pushed for George W. Bush's Social Security privatization scheme and was hired by Bush to help tout his failed push for changes. Dorcas Hardy, great name, also called for privatizing the program, In 1995, she took part in a press conference at the Libertarian Cato Institute to advocate for that idea. All right, so here we go. I told you in the last segment that Donald Trump has appointed basically all deep insider corrupt lobbyists from Washington to be on his transition team. Well, now you know there are no limits to that. So that includes for Social Security positions, and these are people who are hostile to the program and who have a track record of trying to fucking privatize it. Now, furthermore, there's already reports about Paul Ryan and Donald Trump sitting down together. Now, they hadn't gotten along almost at all during the primary and the general election. But guess what? Ryan came out of that meeting going, maybe we make a deal on entitlements. Maybe we reform them. By the way, whenever you hear reform in the context of discussing entitlements, Social Security, Medicare, just replace that in your mind right away with either privatization or cuts. Because that's what it is. It's one or the other. It's either cutting those programs or privatizing those programs. So any deal that Paul Ryan would agree to on those programs is guaranteed to be a disaster. Because it's one of those two things, privatization or cutting. So Donald Trump repeatedly said during the campaign, I'm not going to cut it. I'm not going to cut it. In fact, it's going to be tremendous. We're going to create so many more jobs that the Social Security will be fine, and we won't need to do that. We won't need to do that. We made a commitment to our seniors. We're going to keep that commitment. Now, I told you that's a great strategy during the campaign season because the overwhelming majority of the American people, including a majority of Republicans, don't want to cut those programs. So while you have fucking idiot Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz up there, like, I'm going to cut the program because the fiscal thing. People were like, fuck you, Ted. Get off the stage, you smarmy bitch. But Trump's, I'm going to protect it. I'm going to save the programs. Well, now we're going to see, big guy. Now we're going to fucking see, because certainly your initial moves indicate the exact opposite of that. You should not have appointed these people, period. But you did. You want to know why? Because you don't know what you're doing. Now you're a deep insider. That's why you hired all lobbyists to all these different positions. If you really were an outsider, you wouldn't have done that. I would have fucking preferred you pick Omarosa for one of these positions as opposed to some jackass who works for Aetna or works for, various firms on Wall Street or hedge funds. I would rather have her in there because at least she's not guaranteed to try to work from within the system to rig the system in her favor. So, absolutely disgusting. And it appears like we're already starting to see the budge in the other direction. Now, some of the flip-flops have been flip-flops I can believe in. We're going to repeal Obamacare. Ooh, did I say repeal? I meant amend. So some flip-flops are like, okay, good. We're going to repeal. We're going to get out of the Iran nuclear deal. Did I say get out of it? Maybe renegotiate it? So there's already been some flip-flops where you go, oh, thank God. We're not going to deport all undocumented immigrants? Oh, thank God. But some of them are worse. Because, again, he ran a populist campaign where, he argued, no, I'm more liberal on economics than the other idiots here on stage during the Republican primary. So, okay, now we see with Social Security, he's budging. Next question is, how about the TPP, big guy? You're going to go, come on, Kyle. That was a fucking cornerstone of his campaign. He kept arguing against the TPP. Look, man, I warned you that he outsourced his own jobs. He outsourced them to China and Bangladesh and Mexico and Turkey. So are you really naive enough to think, no, he's against it in principle? Then why did he outsource his own jobs? Now, it's not only that. You do know that there is still a trick up his sleeve, the same trick that was up Hillary Clinton's sleeve, where if she got elected, say, oh yeah, I campaigned against TPP. Terry McAuliffe, the Clintons' best friend, said it at the DNC. You know, what she'll probably do is she'll get in there, she'll wait a little bit, and she'll tweak a few provisions, and then she'll pass it. It's the same fucking thing for Donald Trump. You know what he'll do is I looked over the TPP, myself and my advisors, and everybody knows I make deals. I make great deals, tremendous deals. And I have to tell you, let me just tell you, that this new deal, tremendous. Tremendous. It will make America great again. This new trade deal is tremendous. And this we have to be in favor of. In fact, if you're not in favor of it, you're against America. Believe me, I tell you. So tweak a few provisions, say it's the best deal ever, it's tremendous, and then pass it. That's what is likely to happen with TPP. Change the name, not Trans-Pacific Partnership anymore. It's Multilateral Pacific Partnership. MPT. TPP? Yeah, MPP? MPP. You can tell, brain's really working. MPP. Not TPP, MPP, and it's tremendous. Trump trade deal. TTD. Why am I not good with acronyms? Anywho, I think you get the point. So he's already going back on some key promises, and we'll see what happens as this all unfolds in front of us.